in Georgia feels like it's gonna burst open, vibrating with the hiss of cicadas and stinging sweat rolling onto open sores from dozens of fresh mosquito bites. I know that summer blockbusters will descend upon us once more. It's the holiday shopping season for Hollywood, with Memorial Day as their Black Friday, and the whole industry is kept afloat by those reliable old commodity derivatives, corn and sugar. I can't wait to gouge myself on popcorn, Sour Patch Kids, air conditioning, and IP. Fuck it, I might even let the kids get a $12 Coke. But even the excitement of Scary Movie 6 and Jackass 5 can't slow down the Late List podcast, because you can't get much slower than the Late List podcast. It's time for another Fireside chat, a quick check-in. There's a lot happening this summer for me, but rest assured I'm still working on episode 2 of the Something Weird series. Thanks to my municipal government work ethic, I've learned to never give a specific time frame for a project, but I give my word that considerable progress has been made. I love falling into research rabbit holes and writing and rewriting the scripts, so hopefully it'll be worth the wait. One of the events keeping me busy this summer is the Secret Spaced Out Film Festival on June 29th. It's my free annual summer film festival where I program movies all day for the fine folks at Flicker Theater and Bar in Athens, Georgia. This year I'm showing all space-related films from open till close. The Secret Spaced Out Film Festival is your chance to communicate with the celestial bodies directly. No fooling. Lately, people have been looking towards the stars once again. But what if the stars were looking back? Aliens, UFOs, distant planets, and a galaxy teeming with life are all on display for your amusement. See the cinema of the skies on the silver screen with a series of secret selections that will twist your consciousness out by the root. If you're in the Athens, Georgia area, you're lucky enough to have Flicker right downtown. In addition to hosting bands, comedians, private parties, karaoke, craft fairs, and more, Flicker has a regular movie nights, and they're free. Flicker started as a proper film society in the 90s, and the Athens branch would screen films in warehouses and clubs, and anywhere else they could put up a screen. In the year 2000, one of the people that organized the screenings, Angie Grass, opened Flicker Theater and Bar, which exists today much as it did then. A full-service bar with an adjoining space that can hold regular screenings. They had a 16mm projector and would rent films from the Filmmakers Co-op and other proper rental houses. And they'd show works by local filmmakers as well as stuff they found at yard sales and flea markets. Some nights they'd screen silent films accompanied by the Flicker Film Orchestra, a loose group of musicians that were involved in the Elephant Six Collective. It felt very exciting for me as a young movie lover. I'd never heard of Kenneth Anger, Jack Smith, or the Kuchar brothers, and it felt like a whole world had opened up. Eventually, Angie sold the bar to my friends and video store co-workers, Jeremy, Kim, and Clint. They bought a video projector and we would occasionally show garbage like Warriors of the Wasteland. Then, in January of 2017, I started holding monthly horror movie screenings under the banner of the Ghastly Horror Society. The setup is somewhat casual. Screenings usually happen around happy hour on Wednesdays. You enter through the bar, and immediately to the right is the side room where the screenings occur. Cushioned wooden fold-out chairs and tables face the screen, lowered in front of the stage. On the wall are movie posters and a huge cutout of Lon Chaney Sr.'s head, whose eyes patrol the room. I'm part of a rotating crew of people showing movies there every week, and as a general rule, the movies are older and somewhat obscure. Due to the happy hour atmosphere, it's not the best place to show quiet, contemplative films, so don't expect Ozu or Bela Tarr. But you can be sure that whatever screening is going to be worth talking about afterwards. Come on down on June 29th and see what it's all about. If you're a Letterboxd user, you can join me for the sizzling summer of Subterranean Psychotronica Challenge. Each week of the summer, participants watch a movie from a different category. Last year was the sizzling summer of Side Splitters, and all the categories were comedy related. This year it's all obscurities and oddities. What can you expect if you decide to take the voyage? Well, let's go through each week. Week 1, Welcome to Hell. All the movies from this category take a trip to the land down under. No, not Australia. We're talking about HE double hockey sticks. Week 2 is Donna Lee Heising Week. From her own website, Donna Lee Heising has acted in over 260 feature films. She has won over 950 film festival awards, including over 580 Best Actress awards. These movies are sure to be classics. Week 3 is Maverick Entertainment Group. One of the most overlooked and consistent low-budget film companies of the 21st century, they've been full steam ahead in the streaming era, while other indies have cratered. From the Maverick Entertainment Group website. Founded in 1997, Maverick continues to be a leading distributor and producer of niche independent and black cinema content. Having released more than 1,300 films over the past 26 years, Maverick currently distributes the world's largest library of feature-length black cinema. Week 4 is Filmmakers Co-op Week. The Filmmakers Cooperative is a non-profit dedicated to experimental and avant-garde cinema. Almost all of the most well-known American experimental filmmakers have had works in their catalog at some point. Week 5 highlights the Sub Rosa Studio. Ron Bonk's SRS Cinema has been providing the underground with top-quality grime since the 90s. Not only does he release a deluge of sharksploitation, Amityville ripoffs, and cocaine-addicted critter flicks, he also distributes auteurist masterpieces like Tim Ritter's Truth or Dare: A Critical Madness, Hugh Gallagher's Gore Trilogy, and the Polonia Brothers' Hallucinations. Plus, he's moved into the world of Japanese kaiju cinema with Howl from Beyond the Fog and The Whale God. Week 6, watch a movie from Scumballina's generic cartoon tapes list. According to Scumballina, every day is Saturday morning at this Joanne Fabric. Every space is Limnal in Sylvester's head, hand-drawn for PS1. For week 7, check out the Muscle Distribution catalog. Muscle Distribution is an exciting new venture that's hard to sum up with words alone, but if you dig into the catalog, you find a shape that's more well-defined than any mission statement. Liz is keeping it hot for us. This is a good time to mention that Muscle Distribution has started a Kickstarter to fund the restoration and re-release of 4 underseen indie films: Pumping Iron 2, The Women, Sparkle's Tavern, Screenplay, and Off the Wall. Go support Muscle Distribution. For week 8, we've got Trash Mex Picks Week. Since 2010, Armando Hernandez has been one of the only people discussing Mexican genre pictures through his website trashmex.com and through the Trash Mex podcast with co-host Joey Diaz. Week 9 is Cinema of Transgression Week. The Cinema of Transgression was a New York City-based underground film movement that lasted from the late 70s up to the early 90s. It existed in contrast to the mannered experimental cinema that was long being celebrated by film professors and critics at the time. According to the Cinema of Transgression manifesto, written by edgelord director Nick Zed, we violate the command and law that we bore audience to death in rituals of circumlocution and propose to break all the taboos of our age by sinning as much as possible. There will be blood, shame, pain, and ecstasy, the likes of which no one has yet imagined. None shall emerge unscathed. Well then, Nick. Week 10, Mumblegore. You could view the Mumblegore genre as the indie wing of low-budget horror, or perhaps the horror wing of low-budget indies. Week 11 comes from the book Lost in the Static, shot on video horror directed by women, by Rachel Erb Netterer. I don't know about you, but I want to see more ladies directing gory, fucked up SOV horror. Erb Netterer's book features interviews with Tina Kraus, Leslie Manning, and more. You can even find films by Scumbellina, the creator of the generic cartoon tapes list. With week 12, we're going to try out Japanese V-Cinema. V-Cinema is shorthand for the Japanese direct-to-video wave of the 90s and 2000s. These movies were often produced by major studios, but with very low budgets. They allowed the filmmakers a huge amount of creative freedom as long as they could deliver the exploitable elements. This proved to be a great training ground for young directors like Takashi Miike and Kiyoshi Kurosawa. Week 13 is Cult Movies Week. Sacrifices to the gods of entertainment must be made, so hop up on the altar. Oh, you thought I meant the other kind of cult movie? Well, these films are all about cults, and in a few cases, they're made by cults. Week 14 is the end. Relax, watch a movie about the end of civilization, and make sure to pull up the ladder on your way out. And as a bonus, watch a Roger Corman movie to celebrate his 100th birthday. Which brings us to some other news. I recently appeared on Samm Deegan's EROS+MASSACRE podcast to discuss Corman's Poe films. Samm and I had a great time, and I always enjoy getting to speak with her, particularly about Vincent Price. You can find a link to that episode in the show notes, along with links to my appearances on the Movie Melt podcast. I'm not sure how many Movie Melt episodes I've appeared on since my last Late List episode, but I wish it were more. Movie Melt is like being on a morning radio show for Wings Hauser fans. It's the Midnight Zoo crew. I wouldn't have started this podcast without the help of Matt from Movie Melt, so give them a listen until the next episode of Late List drops in the very near future.